You saw it, right? The pit stop? How am I supposed to deal with that? I know. I want a chance to prove what I can do, though. In a top-tier seat. I deserve it. I've heard there might be interest. I can't stay here. Okay. Well, what would you do?
So, what advice did you give him?
Well, I told him to try to stay calm, see out the season, and then go to the final team meeting. See if that changed his mind.
And where were you at this point?
Oh, I was busy getting Callie ready for the final race of the F2 season.
I know why you're calling, but make it quick, because I have to keep my head in the game.
Of course, darling, but it wouldn't be right if I didn't call to wish you luck.
Thanks, Mum, but luck really won't do anything. I need a clean strategy and just to keep my head, that's all.
Look, which you do, and you will. Just breathe, Cal, okay? You've already put the work in. Now all you need to do is get out there and do what you always do. Yeah?
Yeah, you're right.
Who knows? If you bring this one home, I may even call your father to gloat a little.
Mum, not now.
Oh, I'm just trying to lighten the mood a bit.
I know. You'll be watching, right?
Just try and stop me. Race fast, honey.
The final race of the season now well underway here in Abu Dhabi. A few different drivers in contention for the F2 Championship. But here's the favourite, Callie Mayer.
She's been so consistent this season, so fast. My money's on Mayer for the championship, no question.
If she can finish high enough, the title belongs to her.
Looking good, Callie. Come on, a podium should clinch this for us.
Then podium it is.
great manoeuvre. You made it look so easy. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 10.9 seconds. Give that place back, I'm afraid. That was an illegal overtake. Okay, mate, final lap. Keep your concentration and let's bring it home. Yes, Callie! That was amazing! Congratulations! You're the champ!
Callie Mayer, get used to the name. She has her whole career ahead of her, and this is just the beginning. She's done it, as many predicted she would. A star is born. Callie Mayer becomes the first woman ever to win the F2 Championship.
Historic. Well, I mean, someone had to be the first. But I just hope that this shows that talent can get you as far as money.
And what about your dad? Has he called to congratulate you yet, Callie?
Nope. Next question.
Kelly, what's it like being a woman in motorsports? We're sure everyone wants to know.
I don't know, John. What's it like being a man in journalism? Next question.
Hot-headed. Yes, for sure. But you know, that's kind of what you need in a driver. Let's not forget that Callie taking the championship was a big deal. You know, for the sport, but really for everyone.
And for you? How do you feel?
It was one of the proudest moments of my career. It was the first time I mentored anyone. Yeah. I was a little sad to be moving on.
So, had you already told Callie about your new job?
Yes, of course. And I told her, you know, how I wished that I could take her with me. But she understood.
And Aidan, had you told him?
No, he was too busy.
Busy?
Preparing to tell the team that he was leaving Connorsport.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. I know Aidan had something he wanted to say, but first I have a matter I would like to address formally. It is no secret that I have been spread a little thin this season. I mean, I own the team, I run the team, it's a lot, okay? Which is why I will be stepping away from the principal role next season. I'll still be pushing Connorsport Racing to be the brand we know it can be, whilst the new principal will be laser-focused on performance and results. And we have already found a man to step into that role. Casper.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Now, this is a big step up for me. I'm really looking forward to see what next season brings. It's truly an honor to be on board.
I am sorry for the dramatic nature of the announcement, okay? Humor the man who pays you. We all look forward to working with Casper, yes? Good. Then let us continue. Aidan, you had something you wanted to say? The floor is yours.
No, it's nothing. I just wanted to say, thank you, everybody, for all your hard work this year. And I'm really looking forward to next season, especially with Casper at the helm.
Did Casper being around affect you going into the 23 season?
I have bigger things going on than Casper.
Do you have any regrets about 2023? Anything you'd have done differently?
No, I'm in a good place now. Besides, what's to regret about being the story of the season? Dad!
Devon.
How's business?
Same as ever, hiring and firing. How's racing?
Oh, you know, ducking and driving.
You all prepared?
Of course, I've double-checked the strategy changes. I'm just going over my notes now. Everything's covered, just like always. They won't see me for dust.
Spoken like a true butler. Just remember, we've got a lot on the line this season.
Yeah, I know.
Dev, I'm serious. You're carrying this team, don't forget that.
Yeah, well, you keep signing these second-rate drivers. I can't do all the work.
Just remember where we'd be. Where you'd be if this were all to go belly up.
Just trust me, Dad. You've got nothing to worry about.
Devon, I mean it. If you don't bring your A game, it's back to the bottom of the pile. Do you really want that?
No. No, I don't.
Just keep it in mind. Now go out there and show me what you can do.
Already on it. I'll get you those points, Dad.
Good boy. Speak later.
Welcome to the Bahrain International Circuit, and any moment now our drivers will take to the track and the Bahrain Grand Prix can begin. Formula One returns to the desert today on this exceptional 6-mile circuit. 15 corners provide plenty of overtaking opportunities, and it could be a strategic race, this one, with Sakhir notorious for eating up the rear tyres. Watch out for drivers managing their rubber at some point during the Grand Prix. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Max Verstappen put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he'll start from pole position. And it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Fernando Alonso, Russell, Perez, Hamilton, Sainz, Stroll, Ocon, Norris, Albon, Oscar Piastri, Jackson, Gasly, Tsunoda, Bottas, Butler, Sargent, Joe, Magnussen, De Vries, and Nico Hülkenberg rounds off the grid. It's almost time for those 5 red lights to go out then. Let's see who can prevail today. 2023 Bahrain. We're about to get going, and I hope you've enjoyed the build-up just as much as we have. The teams are ready on the too, but in the commentary box alongside me, are you ready, Ant?
Of course I'm ready, Crofty. New season, new challenges for all of them out there, drivers and teams. I love this part of the year, Crofty. This is where it really kicks off, and you get to showcase all that hard work you've done through the winter months. Does it pay off?
Yeah, that's the question, isn't it? What does the 2023 season have in store for us? We're about to find out.
Okay, Devon, it's a brand new season, you know that, so let's start it as we mean to go on, okay? Okay? Let's get out there, come on. work, mate. That brings you up a place. Okay, DRS is now available. Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs. Okay, this is Mark. I need you to stop cutting the corners. If you keep it up, the stewards are going to give you a penalty. Gap to your teammate behind is 6.2 seconds. pit window's open, so let's box this lap, box this lap. Aiden's in the pits. Aiden in the pits. Okay, off we go. Back into the race. Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. You're in the top 10 now. Keep it up. Front is 7.1 seconds. Car ahead's coming to fit the mediums. Car ahead now running medium tyres. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 19.6 seconds. 5 laps of fuel remaining. Car behind by 5/10 a lap. Okay, we've got 4 laps of fuel remaining. Right, we've got enough fuel for 3 more laps. away. This is the final lap of the race. Final lap. Race over. Take care of the car on the way in.
Meanwhile, plenty of surprises in the midfield. So where do we start, Ant?
Well, I think we have to look at Connor Sport. And for me, they've been the biggest surprise so far. And Butler, he's doing fantastically well.
Thing is, though, they've got to sustain that over the course of the whole season, and that is easier said than done. Certainly one Casper Ackermann will be hoping that this season is better than his last. Here come today's winners. The team at Red Bull have done a phenomenal job recently, and it's clear to see that they've put in the work, and they should be so proud of the victory they secured here.
What a start to the season, Devon. You must be happy with that performance.
Yeah, putting a real shift out there today, Natalie, and pleased to see it pay off, absolutely. Look, I have to secure my reputation as one of the all-time greats, Natalie. You know, every race counts. I've got no time to lose.
Well, you've had your share of run-ins in the past with teammate Aiden Jackson. Crucial question is that behind you? How do you feel about him right now?
Yeah, it's fine. Look, the main difference between me and Aiden is I know how to take a joke. I personally want him to perform at his best. But whenever I try to give him just a little friendly advice, he takes it so personally. I mean, he is a very difficult man to have a conversation with. He's all right, you know, he's cool, but he's very serious.
Well, Connor Sport surprised everyone by appointing Casper Ackermann as team principal this season. So how do you feel about taking orders from someone that you've got such a history with?
I think he's going to do a terrific job, you know? Mainly because he's got me on his team, so he can't go too far wrong. Now, I'm sure he's incredibly thankful to have me as a driver.
Well, you're embarking on a new year, but what would a successful season look like for you in 2023?
I'm making it my personal mission to make a success of Connor Sport, and by the end of the season, you're all going to be saying what a wonderful team we are and how great a season we've had. And if you're doing that, then I'll consider it a job well done.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Great race out there today, just in the highlights. Listen, I know we've had our run-ins and, well, last season was last season.
Casper on board, you driving like that. Let's get this fast.
A fresh start for the team. What do you say?
Huh, Jackson. Yeah. Cheers, mate. Bin's over there. Yeah. Nice one.
How about the season just gone?
The 2023 season was completely different for Connosport.
How so?
But the car, for one. We'd ironed out the most critical issues, and it was just starting to live up to its potential.
Can we talk about what happened with Devon?
Yeah, what is it?
Now that's how a butler takes care of business.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Carrying the team, Devon, as well as the butler name. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, went well.
Well? I can't wait to hear what those clowns Ackerman and Connor have to say.
Yeah.
Hmm? You okay, Devon?
What? Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm, just adrenaline, Dad. I really pushed it out there today, you know, I just need to simmer down a bit.
Of course you do. Let's talk later. I'll be in meetings, but call me whenever you like. I'm proud of your son. Let's just make sure today's result isn't just a one-off. Eh?
Yeah. All right. Ciao.